All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 31 of the Bobcat Weekly Podcast. If you don't recognize my voice, because I am not your normal host, Keegan's out with some work obligations, but my name's Brady Torsdahl, if you don't know, and I'm here with
Aiden Kuntz.
And very special guest, Mr. Flint Rasmussen. How you doing?
I'm good. So this is episode 31.
Yeah.
I am from Choteau, Montana, Teton County, 31 on your license
There
plate.
we go.
Oh, yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
What a
Good to see you
convenience.
guys.
Good to
Man,
see you.
yeah.
too.
Good setup here. I happen to be in town.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Dates
Yeah,
lined up
perfectly.
just right, but we're super glad you're here to join us to talk a little rodeo.
Well, hey, let's talk whatever you want.
Yep.
Rodeo, well, yeah, we can get through rodeo, but whatever you want to talk about, I'm here for you.
All right, so...
I know a lot. How's
Okay.
that?
All right, so little rundown of what we're going to talk about. Obviously, we're going to do a nice long interview with Flint, kind of talk about whatever we want to talk about, see where that goes. Got a couple of points we're going to hit and do a little Instagram Q&A. We got a good amount of those.
Oh, yeah.
Then we'll do a little recap, talk track and field, tennis, volleyball. Got some big stuff coming up for tennis. And then we'll talk about the spring rodeo, obviously. We've been talking about the last few episodes. Then we'll hit some other Bobcat news stuff with women's basketball, some big news there. And then a little housekeeping at the end, and then we'll wrap it up. So,
Are we literally going to do some housekeeping? Do I got to clean?
No. You,
I
you
didn't
don't have to do
know.
any cleaning.
I don't
Before
know.
you can leave, this garage has to be clean.
Yeah,
Otherwise my
it's
dad would
I
yell
was
at me.
the studio slash
yes.
garage.
Yes.
We got snowboards and fishing pole. It's good. It's Bozeman-y.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
Got just about everything you need right in this garage.
Everything's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so just if you want to give the fans who, for some reason, if they don't know who you are, a little bit who you are.
Well, and it is Bozeman, so you never know. Yeah, I had an okay career, I guess, as a performer, rodeo clown, entertainer.
Pretty average.
Not
lengthwise.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, rodeo world, PBR, professional bull riders world. About 2.5 years ago, almost, actually, 2.5 years ago, I called it a career in the arena, performing. And since then, I've been working in the corporate office of the professional bull riders, kind of easing back into more really what I'm passionate about. I'm in Montana this week. I have three public speaking engagements: Dillon, Great Falls, Miles City, and in between the Bozeman Spring Rodeo happens to be going on. So, just getting back, I think I was born to be kind of a speaker and performer, and really trying to ease back into that a little more. So I'm out and about, and it's, I'm pretty involved in MSU athletics and at the football games when I can, and hosted some stuff at the national championship. But ultimately in the arena is where I kind of made my brand and my name, and that went well, and I'm dipping my toe a little bit for some special appearances here and there. So
Yep.
Yeah.
This is a very special appearance for us because
Yes.
we've got the world famous rodeo clown coming in to talk with us. So, we're super glad to have you here.
I don't know if I'm world famous. I mean, nobody on my plane into Bozeman knew me. You know what's funny is when I fly through my career flying, like I'd fly into Billings or Great Falls, and I always knew somebody on the plane, or they'd say, "Hey, Flint, good to see you." Bozeman, nobody knows. Just the people who work in the airport know who I am. But that's what makes Bozeman pretty cool. I sometimes get frustrated with the rest of Montana, with the Los Angeles stuff, and Bozeman's only a half hour from Montana. It's a version there's different versions of Montana, and I love the Bozeman version. I love the Miles City version. I love the Choteau version, but I think there's no cooler place in Montana than Main Street of Bozeman, honestly. So I always like coming here.
And I think it's more or less people know the name but don't know the face of the name, because obviously you got your face paint on. But
true.
I think
True.
to us, this is pretty cool that
Well, I
you're here.
appreciate you guys. Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
So
I do want you to know, and I told you this before we went on the air, but I ran into Taco Dowler today at campus, and we've become, of course, he's my kids' age and your age, but we've become friends. And I told him I was coming. He said, "Oh, I saw you were going to do the Bobcat Weekly." And he said, "Good job. That's so good you're doing that. Those guys are awesome." So props from Taco Dowler.
Thank
Shout
you,
out,
guys.
Taco.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Taco.
One of our
Even and I
favorites.
will go on record as saying he's a little tiny bit shorter than me.
Okay.
So yeah,
We know he is a small guy, but quite
some quality
fast on the
information
field.
there.
yeah.
If you're
So-
wondering how big he is while you're looking at the field, just picture one Flint Rasmussen and then go a
Me,
little shorter.
me, and Taco.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told him I needed some of his new gear.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
said, whatever you wear, that's what I wear.
It is
I
pretty
think
cool.
he lifts more than I do. So it works. Maybe.
Right, so Montana native, growing up in Shoto. So what was that like back then?
I'll tell you so I graduated in the late 80s. And I think we see a lot of 80s stuff coming back in. And I think there's a reason for that. It was a real pure time. It was before cell phones and internet and YouTube and TikTok. It was just pure how you engaged with your friends and how you engaged with adults. You watched the news to get information, not to get a take on things. I think kids now have a tough time not having instant access. But I go back to Shoto, Montana now, and you don't really see high school kids anywhere. And we were always up and down Main Street.
Oh, yeah.
Friday night, we'd head downtown because that's how you saw people. That's how you got a girlfriend, was you actually spoke face to face. And Shoto was a Mayberry type little town, the Main Street with the courthouse. And I grew up in a high school, a Class B high school, strong Class B high school, 165 kids in 4 grades, and played good 11-man football and the Class B playoffs. And it was just a real special time as I look back. And I think people realize that. It was rural America. When I talk about doing speaking engagements, I give a talk, like a keynote address, on how the values I learned and the stuff I learned growing up in a small town is what has made me who I am and how successful I am, because the Montana small town values are valuable. Mm-hmm. And people love it when you're from Montana, you grew up in a small town, let's talk, because they know we'll work hard. Look at you guys. You're doing it right here, and so that was my upbringing. High school, I was a 3-sport guy, football, basketball, track, but I was also in a lot of music and drama stuff. I won awards in that stuff in high school, which played into my later career. I had no idea, but kind of had a strong personality that way. I could be a really good player on the football team, but star in the school play. Mm-hmm. And that was just, to me, what I was supposed to do. And so it was, my dad was in rodeo. He was a rodeo announcer. That's how I got acclimated to that. And my mom, my mom was a big part of that, and it was cool. In the summer, we'd throw a towel over our neck and ride our bike to the swimming pool and come home and eat something, and then put a baseball glove over our handlebars and go to baseball practice. It was just like the ultimate, nobody believes that crap happens.
Yeah.
And that's how I grew up.
So doing like drama and all that stuff, I guess that probably helped you in your career as a performer, getting in front of a crowd of a bunch of people and just putting on a show for them.
Yeah, and I always felt good in front of a crowd. I remember doing little class plays in 5th, 6th grade, and my happy place was in front of a crowd, and I always could speak in front of a crowd. I'd get kind of nervous, but it was good energy. Mm-hmm. And I'm that way to this day. That, I don't know, I was blessed with a brain that worked a little faster when we went on air or in front of a crowd. And so, yeah, all those years I was in the choir and learned how to perform and be present in front of people, and and the plays the same way. You learn to be present and be something a little more than normal to engage people. So yeah, that was my comfortable place, and it's still what I look forward to. That I'm not as comfortable in an office. I like to be in front of people. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about your background with rodeo. So just kind of talk about how, like, rodeo to an entertainer and kind of how you've gotten to.
So like I said, my dad was a rodeo announcer, so I knew everything there was to know about rodeo without realizing I was learning everything. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like if if your dad, people people ask cowboys, or I watch them ask bull riders, when did you decide you wanted to be a cowboy? Well, when you grow up around it, that's like asking LeBron James's kids, when did you realize you liked basketball? It's kind of the same.
Yeah.
But I didn't really want to be a cowboy. My oldest brother is a pro rodeo announcer, but he was a little like me. We had no plans of making a living in rodeo. Now, my other brother, he's a cowboy. He wears a cowboy hat every day. And he has some cows. He's the judge up in Choteau, Montana. His name's Pete, so we call him the Justice of the Pete. But I didn't realize, I wasn't that passionate about being a cowboy or being in rodeo. But when I was about 19, I remember sitting around the table at my dad's, and I was kind of bad-mouthing rodeo clowns that I didn't think they were doing funny stuff. I thought it was the same stuff they'd done forever, and kind of got dared to do it. And I did pretty well the first few times, just working for free, going to these places. And so through college, my summer job was working these small rodeos around Montana. And worked my way through college. I went to college at Western Montana College. It's now Western. I just call it Western Montana.
Yeah.
And went and got a teaching job. I was a teacher and coach up in Havre. And I just kind of got more and more calls because that was still my summer job. And just thought at 25, I thought, maybe I'll try this. Maybe I'll give it a couple years. And then here we are 30 some years later. It worked out, I guess. Yeah, it worked out. So yeah, I just kind of knew timing. One thing people underestimate, I always have people come up and go, oh, my son is a screw off and he's funny. He could step out and do what you do. I'm like, well, not if you don't know the sport, because you'll die, especially the bull riding world, the PBR world.
Just be standing out there and
the
bull comes running at you.
That's the underappreciated or underrated part of my job is timing, knowing where you are, what's going on in the arena. If I'm standing out there acting goofy and trying to be the center of attention, and it's JB Mooney coming up on a bull, you'll be in trouble because you got to know, all right, who are they going to talk about? When can I talk? There's just a lot. There's a lot more to it than people think. Listen, I'm not trying to make it brain surgery here.
Yeah.
But I've operated on some brains. But it is, every job has its important skill set. And that's one that's a little underrated in all of it is, they always say comedy, timing and delivery. And it's timing, awareness. And in the rodeo clown world, it's animal awareness and just knowing everything there is to know about the sport.
And it's not just essentially like you're just an entertainer to get the crowd going. You guys are essentially like a bullfighter too. What I've noticed from Valley View in the spring rodeo is that sometimes the clown will jump out and kind of like get the bull away from the rider, put the rider behind the barrel. Yeah, and it used to be, through history, the bullfighter and the clown kind of did the same thing. He'd entertain the crowd, and then he'd be the bullfighter, the protection guy. Now it's kind of two different jobs, but I still was like in the barrel and doing stuff. You got to be aware of the situation and the animal. Hey, we used to worked with a famous bullfighter, the greatest of all time, a guy named Joe Bumgardner. And he had a whistle, and I'd be out in the barrel doing something, messing around. And he'd whistle at me, and he'd go like that. And that meant, this bull is mean. Get your ass in the barrel. Like, get where you're supposed to be. So now it's a constant. I'll watch those guys, and they'll be like, or the Canadian guys used to do this to me. Like, so there's signal there. You just got to be aware of that. Cause it's a real thing. Yeah. They don't mess around. I'm telling you. Yeah. Bullfighters or bulls. Yeah. Yeah. We've definitely seen that a couple of times at the spring rodeo and Valley View rodeo actually this summer. I think the clown jumped in the barrel and the bull went and like rolled it and flipped it a couple of times. Yeah. So
yeah, I've been in there. It's like being on people always say, what's it like in a barrel when a bull hits it? And I always say, it's like when you go to the fair when you're a kid at the carnival. Remember the zipper?
Oh yeah.
Everybody wanted to ride the zipper. It's like being in the zipper with something trying to get in to kill you at the same time. That's kind of what it's like.
It's an interesting analogy for that. Yeah.
I'm an analogy guy.
Yeah.
I love
I'm
it.
all about it. If I have an analogy as we're talking, it's coming out.
So there you
Just
know.
so you know.
So there you go, people. If you wonder what it's like when the clown's getting tossed around, it's just like riding on the zipper
With something trying to kill you.
with
Yes.
something trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So kind of early in your career, what was it like, going to those first rodeos and when you started getting into, bigger rodeos like Cheyenne and
Yeah, that's
Pendleton
good.
and stuff?
Good question. Because I used to be scared when I first started doing it, and they said, "Oh, you need to go to the pro rodeos and bigger." So I did. Listen, not every rodeo is Cheyenne and Calgary and Reno, and they're pro rodeos, but I just thought it would be very intimidating the people I worked with, because I figured the bigger it got, the tougher people were to work with. What I discovered, I headed out. My first kind of big break is I went and did some rodeos for a guy named Jerome Robinson, who has passed since then, and did some big rodeos in the winter. He was on the ground floor of producing PBR stuff too. So it was a real in. That was a big break for me. But I remember the true outdoor big rodeos. I went the spring of 90, would have been the spring of 98-ish. Yeah. I went to California. Springtime in California is some big rodeos. Red Bluff, California, Clovis, California, Redding, California. Some really great. Northern California, Central and Northern California is big rodeo country. And they are legit big rodeos.
Interesting.
And I got hired by committees, but the guy that put in my name out there was my friend Joe Bumgardner, who was a bullfighter, said, "You got to watch this new young guy." And then the rodeo producer was John Growney, who's world famous rodeo producer. So I went out for a month and went to these California rodeos. And I realized that the bigger and nicer the rodeo got, the better they treated you as a professional. And I went, because I was on the verge of going, this is, I don't know, I'm spinning my wheels here. But my name got out there, and I went to Red Bluff, Clovis, Bakersfield, and Wood Lake, California. Wood Lake was cool. It sat out in the middle of all these orange groves in Central California. It was so cool. You could smell the oranges. We don't get that up here.
Yeah.
But I remember going, oh, wait a second. I think I realize why people become addicted to this, because they feed you meals. You have hospitality tents. You have the day before the rodeo, they have a big party to introduce everybody. And so the bigger the rodeos got, the better I got treated. And then to your point, when you start going to Reno and Cheyenne and Calgary, and you can just St. Paul, Oregon. I know St. Paul sounds like Minnesota. St. Paul, Oregon's a rodeo just south of Portland. And I'm in the Hall of Fame there. The Pendleton Roundup is a huge one, and I'm in the Hall of Fame there too. Yeah. But St. Paul, Oregon, it's a 4th of July rodeo. It's 6 performances in 5 days. And this town, they play 8-man football. That's how small the town is. And they get 11,000 people every performance. Jeez. Huge rodeo. All the cowboys go. And rodeos like that, where I went, holy crap, I'm performing in front of 10,000 people. You get treated like a professional. You get paid like a professional. And then you leave there and go to the next one, which was Calgary, Alberta, the Calgary Stampede. And you go through the same thing. And pretty soon you're just rolling in this momentum of I'm making a good living. I'm getting treated well. I'm performing in front of big crowds. It really is this thing that just fills you up for us performers who need that. And so that transition into those big rodeos is just like this turbo boost of energy. Then it makes you want to be better. So then you start working on more things to become better shape, look better, all of it. So it's pretty interesting. I think athletes probably go through that. They leave college, and now college, you never know. They have millions of dollars floating around, but they go to the pros, they go to the NFL, and they have all this stuff around. And I think it just makes you want to be better. Some people would say it spoils guys. Oh, money spoils them and they don't want it as bad. I think the opposite. I think it's motivational, and it did it with me. It was great. It was wonderful.
You could even talk that jump from going from high school to MSU. Dowler brothers coming out of Billings and coming to Montana State. where you have pretty much everything you need. You got a nice facility, hangout areas. You got a kitchen there's just food constantly. So, and then that feeds into the NFL wanting to get there.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting about that, the football thing? I live in Texas right now. I'm not a Texan. I'm a Montanan, but I moved down there for work. Everybody's in awe of the Texas high school football scene. And I drive by those stadiums and those high schools. They have indoor facilities like MSU does in Texas because it's 112 degrees in August. I don't know how healthy it is. And you look at some of the, if you read the book Friday Night Lights, not the movie, not the TV show, read the book Friday Night Lights. They talk about how the kids were treated at their school, the football players, what they got away with, their facility, the energy from the community. At the end of the book, it goes through the players, and so many of them never went on to play college football because they could never replicate what the heroes that they were in high school. I watch Texas high school football, and I wonder how healthy it is sometimes.
Yeah.
It's a different world down there, so never know. It depends where you are.
I just did a little Google. The biggest high school football stadium in Texas is Eagle Stadium in Allen, Texas.
Allen, yeah.
Built for $60 million and capacity of 22,000.
North of Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't live very far from South Lake, Carroll High School in South Lake.
That looks like a college stadium.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing. South Lake, Carroll, they were number one in the nation a little this past fall. And so I went to a high school playoff game. A friend of mine, his boys were playing. It was high school of 300 kids, so a little smaller, but it was for real, man. Those parents, yeah, it was for real.
Talking about like the classes, so you were a B class high school.
Yeah.
And something I wasn't aware of until last year. So like Gallatin, Bozeman, AA school, that's kind of only what we hear about. But some of like the A class schools and B class schools like Box Elder, it gets competitive. Like some of these state championship games are like down to the wire and super high scoring and kids scoring 40 points a game. And I'm like, it's just something you never think about.
Yeah.
AA is obviously the highest in Montana.
I'll tell you, when it comes down to it, yeah, football's numbers. So AA football there's some just talent across the board. It's changed a little since the mid 80s. There was Class B and Class C. Class C was 8-man or 6-man, and Class B was 11-man. Now they don't like Shoto, where I went to school. We had 50 some kids out for football, and now they play 8-man. The enrollment. Well, I'll tell you one thing people see in Montana. They think every place is like Bozeman or Missoula or Kalispell, but those little ag towns they're struggling. I mean, the enrollment is half what it used to be in Shoto. But I will say, and I lived in Billings for a while before I moved to Texas. If there was a high school basketball tournament in town, I'd go watch it.
Yeah.
I love high school basketball tournaments. I don't want to take heat for this, but I'd rather watch the Class B and Class C state basketball tournament than Class AA. Yeah. For one, like Class B this year at the MSU Fieldhouse, the top 3 teams were Lodgegrass, Harlem, and St. Lebray. All reservation schools. That place was overflowing with people.
Oh, I bet.
Packed. It was the only state tournament that was full. And I don't know, it's a different brand of basketball. Okay, is the pure talent what it would be at a Gallatin or whatever? No, I understand that. But the fun and the community, those ag communities all coming together to watch those teams, it's a blast, man. When I was in high school, we were very good in basketball. We had a really good football team. We were state semifinals when I was a senior and should have won in the state semifinals. We lost to Roundup in the state semifinals. Great game, 24-17. Weekend before, we beat St. Ignatius over north of Missoula.
Oh, yeah.
On the road, they had swept the field off. It was muddy. It had snowed. Beat them like 22-19. The first round, we beat Malta, who's now a great football school. They were basketball back then. And the whole town was at the game. It was a blast. Yeah. It was so fun. Class B, I'll tell you what I always said as a football coach, which I coached football out of college in Havre.
Okay.
And when I was in Havre, there was 800 and some kids in the high school. Now it's about 500. I always said, give me a bunch of kids that are 5'10", 185 in Class B football and I'll kick your ass
Yeah.
up and down the field. It's just it's so fun. Yeah.
Talking about those,
Can I say ass?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
Oh, yeah.
want your parents to.
No, yeah, you're good.
talking about those big community games, I think Aiden and I can both talk from experience because you played for Gallatin.
Yeah.
Like each game draws a pretty decent crowd, but as soon as crosstown, Gallatin versus Bozeman,
Oh, yeah.
like the city of Bozeman is there. It's like that is the one game. The stadium is packed. It's sold out. Both end zones of standing room filled, and like that's our.
Well, and now the stadium there is so nice.
Yeah.
Bozeman's cool. I pay attention to Bozeman and Gallatin, and I'll tell you one reason why. I remember when Bozeman High split. And the big talk was Bozeman was kind of a powerhouse. And, you know, there was 2,500 kids in the high school. Hey, did you hear they're building another high school? And people said, it's going to be a decade before they're good in any sport because they're splitting these kids. It was not.
No, it was
they were
not.
good right away. Everybody was good right away.
We won a state championship in golf our first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
golf.
then- yep.
Oh, wow.
So that was our first.
The really important sports.
I'm just saying, talking
No,
about.
yeah.
And then it took us a couple of years to get football going, us to finally beat Bozeman, and then it's kind of been a total swing right now, across the board of all athletics. Gallatin volleyball went undefeated, winning a state
Yeah.
title. Girls basketball went undefeated, winning a state title, sweeping Bozeman every game. Boys, it's a little more competitive, but football's obviously was pretty competitive last year, the double overtime. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it was interesting because a lot of people are like, oh, Gallatin's never going to be good. We had no seniors
Oh.
our first year.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's been a total swing.
No, it's been cool. I really do pay attention because I'm interested in. I'm intrigued by the two high schools. Then when I was in Billings, Billings West is tough. Their numbers are huge. There's a lot of kids at Billings West High School. But it was always senior and West. They battle, and that's Gallatin, Bozeman. And yeah, with the new stadium, I remember when they played, the one where the track was, because I was at, my daughter ran in the state track meet there. And so, yeah, they're fun. There's no doubt the talent. I actually went 2 years ago to the state basketball tournament because I was in town and I told my daughter, let's go to state tournament. Because I'm friends with the Vegans, and
Yeah.
Grant was playing, the
Yes,
senior.
Yes.
And so I went to a game there, and there's good talent. It's just not as much freestyle, and it's just a little more disciplined play, but the talent is, and Grant's just little.
Yeah, he's very short. Yeah,
very short.
Very short.
Very
6'5".
G Vigs is very.
But talking about state basketball, across the state of Montana, talent, not just in basketball, but in football too. We got Moose Ludwig coming out of Billings West. He graduated early. He's going to play football at Texas Tech.
Yeah, he was signed at Michigan, and they had all that crap go on. So now he's going to Tech, who's big money down there with a big donor.
So first time I saw him was at a track meet. I'm like, oh, this kid's pretty big. Not going to say he wasn't the greatest thrower, but he was decent. He was getting like second place behind one of our guys. And then I saw him play basketball, and I'm like, okay. And then I finally got to see him play football, and I'm like, yeah, that's
Feet and hands in the world of football is speed. But you watch those big kids, and if they have good feet, like basketball does that. Like you can judge a lot. Those kids playing basketball, good feet, good hands. And you go, ooh, yeah, he's going to be a problem. Yeah, there's, the Dowler boys are at Billings West. When I lived in Billings, I paid a lot of attention to them. There's some talented kids, and like the Bobcats, since kind of that's in the name of your show here. The successful coaches at Montana and Montana State know that you got to have a core group of Montana kids that holds that team together, whether they play every play or not, whether they play at all or not. They got to have that core group, that solid foundation of Montana kids. It just so happens that the Bobcats right now kind of have not only a core group of Montana kids, but they're players. Caden and Taco Dowler, Adam Jones, Bryce Grebe, Neil Daly, Cole Taylor, what's long neck from Missoula? It'll come to me. Anyway. When I'm put on the spot, I can't remember that.
Yeah.
But there's all these kids and they're Montana kids and they're stars. So that's a bonus. That's a bonus. But those coaches know. There's been some coaches in the Bobcat past that I don't think quite got it.
Yeah.
So Jeff Choate, Jeff Choate that was here before.
Yeah.
I was his RA in the dorms. That the RA is the resident at Western Montana College when he was a freshman football player. So I was friends with Choate for 30 years. He got it. Yeah. He knew the Montana recipe. And a coach that was very successful here and very popular. I didn't think Rob Ash quite got it. Mm-hmm. The Bobcat Grizzly game, I think he treated it like, hey, it's just another game. It's not. Yeah, it's and he was great and successful, but I just feel like that was an element he didn't quite get. Yeah. That's the Montana kids. You got to have a few of them. And like the Bobcats have a kid from Fairview, the Charbonneau kid from Fairview. Yeah. They've recruited. They have a kid whose dad is a cowboy, a kid from Malta, a Downing kid. They're just scattered. If you look at the roster, you go, oh, yeah, he's on the team, Yeah. So you need that. Montana's a prideful state,
Definitely.
That's why we retained. Listen, there was opportunities for our guys on the national championship football team to make more money, go to a bigger place, and the kids from Montana stayed because they're loyal to Montana and they know the fans are loyal and appreciate it, and they stick around.
And talking about Taco Dollar, he was easily one of the best players on the team. And after the season, we're like, please, Taco, not transfer, because I know he can definitely go bigger and better. And then we see the post, and he's like, who said I was leaving? Yeah. And then, again, talking more or less about the local kids, coming from Gallatin High, we got Carter Dahlke and Bobby Gutzman. They're both signed, and Evan Hewen from Bozeman High. So I know the coaches like to recruit, not only in the state but here, but a little bit later in the episode, we got some new commits from small towns.
Yeah. Well, the Montana kids like Taco and Caden know it. They're true. They didn't just come to school here. They're from here. Yeah. They're from Montana, so it means something to them. And we're lucky to have that. Not everybody's going to stay in today's world, but I sure think that, after people watched the national championship on ESPN that night and they said, this is the best college football we've seen all year because kids are playing for what they're supposed to be playing for. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was there, by the way. It was crazy.
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah. It was crazy, wasn't it?
It was took years off my life.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So I've already taken those years off, so I was already there. Yeah.
So going back on Jones, he was a freshman last year, sophomore this year. I'm a photographer, so I get to do all the Gallatin football games. And something that didn't click when he was a freshman, and they're like, Jones from Sentinel. I'm like, I recognize him. And I'm like, oh, he's the kid that just ran over Gallatin over and over. They'd give him the ball, and he was gone against Sentinel. And it kind of finally clicked. I'm like, oh, I remember him. And that's another cool aspect of it. And then also something cool that I also realized, Kenny Iden, who just graduated, he was on the 2020 Bozeman Hawks state championship team. Mm-hmm. The quarterback that they played Butte, and their quarterback was Tommy.
Tommy Millett. Yeah. That's what's fun. You'll discover kind of as you get older, you start to track those kids and what they did. By the way, the name I was trying to think of was Zach Cruz.
Yep.
Cruz. Oh, yeah. I call him Zachy Longneck. But yeah, there was a picture circulating when Troy Anderson was just finishing up, and it was a picture at a track meet. I watched Troy Anderson. I watched when he was a junior at the track here. I watched him win the 100 and 200. The state track meet was Class A and Class B. Mm-hmm. So my daughter was a freshman at Shoto, and they set the state record in the 4x100 relay that year in Class B. Mm-hmm. But Troy Anderson was a junior in high school and won the 100 and 200. Then he did it again the next year. And here's this he was bigger than everybody. But there was a picture floating around, and the kid way back of Troy Anderson was Tommy Millett.
Oh, yeah.
And wow. But look how fast he got.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of an interesting take on things.
Tommy's 40-yard dash at the combine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy's great. Mm-hmm. He'll go down as one of the great Bobcats of all time. And I've said that. I said, as far as a Bobcat, he'll go down as one of the great Bobcats of all time. Oh, better than such and such. And I always say, whoa, don't get confused with what I'm saying here. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking, listen, my hero and now one of my great friends is Mark Fellows from Shoto, Montana. Mm-hmm. All-American on the 1984 team, number 68, went on to play for the Chargers, had a career-ending hip injury, great Bobcat. Is Tommy Mellott the best Bobcat player? I didn't say that. I said he'll go down as one of the great Bobcats of all time. The aura of touchdown Tommy, the aura of a Butte America kid coming up and working his way up, and he's a starter for 2 years and wins the Walter Payton Award and just loyal to Montana. That makes a great Bobcat. And instantly people go, do you think he was better than Oh, didn't say that. Great Bobcat. And he should have a statue. What the hell, you know?
I mean, I still say it to this day. When he was a freshman, I mean, he played a little bit of wide receiver here and there. No one knew who he was, this kid in 16. Not paying attention, Matt McKay goes down. And like, all right, Mellott, you're in.
Yeah.
He throws like a 40-yard touchdown, and we're like, where has he been?
No, McKay didn't go down. He quit.
Yeah, he quit. Yeah.
I forgot. I thought,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember he wore a pink hoodie under his pads at Cat Grizz right before he quit.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
quit.
but then the dumb thing is Tommy goes down in the national championship. He would have been there had an experienced quarterback, had to result to Rovig, which, you know.
And Tucker's awesome.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, but I who did I ask the story about McKay? No, I mean the kid. He's a kid. And he just left.
Yeah.
It'll come to me. We were talking about it, and it was it. They got in the playoffs, and he left.
Yeah.
So whatever. Yeah.
It's kind of what college football.
Rylan, it might have been Rylan Ort told me that story. Yeah. I got to keep everybody's ages straight
Yeah.
when they were. Yeah.
Gotta love Ort. All right, so let's talk a little more Bobcat football. So
Okay, I'm in.
we sit right above where the band comes out of the tunnel, so that's kind of where you mess around.
Oh, you guys are in the corner, yeah.
And I look down, and one of the games, like, oh, that guy's dancing. I'm like, oh wait, that's Flint.
Oh
like,
my
hold on.
God. I know. Here's the thing, it's funny when something will take off on Instagram, and then people are like, quit taking attention away from the player. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know, in a stadium with 24,000 people in it. So it's kind of my happy place. People, through my whole career, people would say, what do you like to do in your free time? And I go, it's been an issue for me through my adult life of what do? I was married for a long time, and my girls were high school rodeo girls. We had horses. So our free time was spent doing that. And I've always struggled with hobbies and what do I like to do? And I've discovered in the last few years, my kind of place that I'm kind of can be stressed, that things in my career have been stressful. The place that I just let everything go and I'm just truly full of joy is on the sideline at a Montana State Bobcat football game. I'm sincerely mean that. And so when there's a couple songs in my life that are like chocolate to me, like I just love them. One is Billie Jean, Michael Jackson in the arena. But the other one in a stadium is Jump Around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin.
Yeah.
And we had scored, so it was the thing that really went viral, and it's 1 million and some views, and we had scored a touchdown, and I'm down there with my daughter Shelby and West Wilson, who, come to find out, every girl in their 20s knows who West Wilson is. It's just West. But we're down there. We score, and it was joyful. And they played a song, and I went, I'm going to get down. And it's kind of what I do. And there was a girl from the sidelines. It's an Instagram site that videoed it. If you look in the background, my daughter Shelby's videoing me too. And I started getting down. Pack it up, pack it in. And it posted, and it just blew up. And people were like, look at this redneck. Oh, that's what happens with, social media is such a joy. But in essence, it has almost 1.5 million views on Instagram. So, and then so you guys in that corner, I like to hang in that corner.
Yeah.
And there's always the kids down low. A lot of them know who I am, and it's a blast. Well, then we go to the national championship. Here's the backstory. I stood on the sideline the whole game with a guy named Butch Damberger, who's an MSU Hall of Famer, played tight end on the 1976 national championship. He was my high school football coach. And then I coached under him at Havre. And Butch was always kind of a mentor and real. So if you look on the video, I got Butch Damberger standing here and Tommy Malott standing here. The two guys in the world that are just going to do this. So I'm like, so they're playing jump around. I'm like, screw this. I'm going to do this. So I start dancing. If you look at the video, I go over to Tommy and go, oh, back to me. Because he wouldn't even look at me. And I'd been talking to Tommy during the game. So it wasn't like but I'm like, come on, Tommy. And and then my high school football coach is going, oh, not this. Really? So somebody sent it to me on Facebook. Hey, I videoed you. Had to post it. It was like a follow-up.
Yeah.
So it all kind of took off. But that really, honestly, sincerely signifies the joy that I have. I love the game of football. I coached football. I played football. More than anything, I love the joy around it. And that's where I am happy. And yeah, so you guys are in the corner. So you get it?
It's the best
God,
spot.
everybody's
It's the best
friends.
spot.
Everybody, listen, we play the Grizzlies and it's eat shit Grizzly, whatever. But when it comes down to it, we all tailgate together and have fun. And it amazes me that grown men and women put their emotional stability and the way that their week is going to go in the hands of how 20-year-olds play a game. To me, it's a place of joy.
Yeah.
I don't like when the Bobcats lose. I love it. I get nervous for games and I want to win. But if we lose, my week is these kids played their asses off.
Yeah.
And then they get on social media and argue like junior high kids. Well, our stadium's better. I don't care. Our mountains are better. Oh, you're this. Shut up. I don't know. Cheer unapologetically for my team while respecting my opponent. There you go.
Yeah.
But that's my happy place.
Talking off that, Aiden, you're going to have to remind me of the school. 2 years ago, it was supposed to be, was it Maine? Coaches and wives?
Yes,
I think it was. So we're
Coaches and
tailgating,
Wives.
having a good time, and we see these group of ladies come to know they were the wives and girlfriends of the coaches of
Maine.
Maine.
The Black Bears.
Yep, and they're walking through, and people are yelling at them and like throwing stuff, and like we invited them over to our tailgate, had a great time, had great conversations with them, and like
So,
it's interesting.
So let me let you. I'll give you a little something, and now next football season, observe this. The people that do that, and the people that are most ignorant and how they argue and don't make sense, are the guys that never really made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I have good friends that were star players on the 84 team, Cleet Linebarger and Doug Kimmel and Mark Fellows and the Timmer boys. They're loyal Bobcats. They don't do that crap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's those guys that never quite made it, and it's their only outlet.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, so this year, the semifinal game against the Grizzlies, I kind of was out on the field, and I said hey to Kellen Dietrich from the Grizzlies because I taught his mom at Haver High. Mm-hmm. Michael Wortham comes walking by, and I said, hey, man. And I stuck my hand out, and he shook my hand. I said, you're a star, dude. Great season. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's really what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
We don't hate him personally.
Yeah.
The guys that really get ridiculous, they never quite made it. Yeah.
And I can guarantee you the majority of those guys are drunk by halftime and have no clue what happened in the rest of the game.
Oh, yeah. Like your dad.
Yes, like my dad. Shout out Ryan.
He told me that. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. The secret's out now.
Secret's out.
Secrets out.
Sorry, Dad.
For the people that didn't see.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about
You owe me for driving you home that night.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So a lot of people know you as Rodeo Clown. A lot of people don't know you got 2 daughters that are involved in the MSU Rodeo. If you want to talk about them.
Yeah, I know I'm biased, but I watched how hard my girls worked through high school and then through college, through Coach Andy Bolich and Coach Kyle Whitaker. The things they accomplished, I truly believe my 2 daughters are as 2 of the most influential members ever of the women's rodeo team at Montana State. I believe that. I'm not saying there's not others. But, my daughter Shelby could go. I remember they used to start the season in the fall in Cody, Wyoming, and it was 2 rodeos. They do that here at Montana State. They have the first 2 days are a rodeo and then the second 2 days.
Yeah.
I remember that Shelby's senior year, the first rodeo she scored points in like the barrel racing and team roping. And the second rodeo, she scored points in the goat tying and breakaway roping. Like she could score points in every event. Thus, she was on the team, the points team all the time. Paige, she had to work at roping and barrel racing, but she was one of the greatest college goat tiers of all time. Truly believe that. She'd have been the national champion in 21, and in the championship round, her goat came untied. Or she was the winner, but she won it in 23. Great clinician, one of the great goat tires and fastest goat tires of all time. She knew how to train. She was a track girl, knew how to train like a sprinter. They won the team championship in 21. Then in 23, when Paige won the goat tying, Shelby was a coach. I just feel like their influence on the program, they're great. They were honor students. They went on to do great things. They're doing great things now in the professional world. I know I'm their dad. And I could name other girls that were unbelievable in college rodeo. I just feel like their influence in the program was kind of unprecedented. And they're classy. Their mom and I taught them early on, know how to win and know how to lose. You're going to lose more than you win. But people remember you for how you treat them outside of the arena. And that's important to us. It's still important to their mom and I. We're not married anymore, but we talk a lot about it. My girls are in their mid-20s now, and it's still important to us. So they were really, Shelby especially, my oldest daughter, was very upfront when the rodeo team started regularly leading the football team out on horseback. She had a Palomino horse, Petey. And she would lead. I have a lot of pictures of those 2 girls with the flags running down the stadium, running down the turf, And so I just think they played a big role all the way around. I always said, if I'm known for the rest of my career as Shelby and Paige's dad, that'll be great. But yeah, they're great Bobcats. And I think someday both or Paige, she was I think they're Hall of Famers. I do. And people watching this might go, oh, but again, it's not saying others aren't. Paige spent a year in Boston working at MIT and scanning brains. Right? It was funny. She won the national championship at the college national finals rodeo, and like 3 days later flew to Boston for a year. Talk about culture.
Yeah.
So
both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah. Anyway. There you go. That's my daughters in a nutshell. They're the best. I talk to them every day on the phone. I talk to Paige on my way here. Shelby's in town as we do this, working for Learfield Sports, the college rodeo division, helping to bring value to college rodeo. She's taken 19 schools that they represent, and they sell out their rodeos. They go to Texas A&M. 3 years ago, it was like they didn't even hardly sell tickets to the rodeo. They sell it out. Kansas State built a brand new facility and sell it out every night. Look at what the rodeo does here. There is value in college rodeo, and it took somebody waking people up to really bring that to light.
So both your girls are out of the rodeo or out of the team and now getting further out, bringing more attention
and
to this.
They both live in Texas near me for work purposes, so they don't have a horse near them. They didn't just hang on. I'm not saying everybody hangs on to rodeo, but they had other opportunities, want to circle back to roping and stuff again. But right now, they know the responsibility of kind of doing grown-up stuff, and they're working.
Do you get to see them all too often?
I do. Yeah. Shelby, when I was coming here, she said, well, when you're done, maybe I'll come have a drink with you or something. We should get together. But I guess it's not like I never see you. They live like 35 minutes from me.
Yeah.
They live north of Dallas. I live north of Fort Worth. They like Fort Worth better. They're 2 different cities for sure. But they'll call and say, Dad, we were thinking that it'd be cool tomorrow if you came and we went to dinner or went to lunch. What that means is, Dad, you need to buy us.
Yeah.
So we spent Easter together and went to church and so I get to see them, and visit with them. It's good. And their mom is close with them, and I talk to their mom, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's good.
Nice. All right, let's get into a little PBR, talking about that. Aiden, if you want to ask, if you got questions.
Yeah, actually, I'll go before the PBR. What was it like when you first started doing NFRs? I mean, obviously you did a lot of them.
Yeah, so I was the barrelman clown at the National Finals Rodeo, where you don't really do much as far as once the rodeo starts. It's a voted position, so it's cool. 1998 through 2005. So I did it 8 years in a row, and people ask me all the time, okay, what's the biggest moment of your career? Easy. 1998, waiting in the tunnel, the little tiny tunnel at Thomas and Mack Arena, which it's kind of an outdated arena. Actually, in the locker rooms and the tunnels underneath are very small. The new arenas, everything's spacious. Waiting in the little tunnel and get to the bottom of it, and the lights hit you, and rolling that barrel out at the National Finals Rodeo. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Yeah. I never, it was the rodeo I watched as a little kid on TV. And so that was cool. And to be able to do it all those years in a row. And the rodeo world really got to know me, and I kind of had a brand there. And so, yeah, that was doing some of the greatest rodeos in the country. Never took it for granted, for sure. But I got to a point, and I'm kind of this way in my life, and it probably is an issue, but it's all I know, that I get to a point and I go, okay, I've kind of done everything I could. And that was about 2005. Done all these rodeos. I know the drill. And then the PBR came along and said, we want you to just do PBRs. We'll make you an employee. We'll pay you a salary, and you go to every major tour stop. And I always wanted to take it places nobody had ever gone as far as rodeo clowns, and develop this brand and this style nobody had ever done. So I got to go to Madison Square Garden and Staples Center in LA and AT&T Stadium, all the great NBA and NHL arenas and football stadiums in the country. I got to perform in. And now I catch myself kind of wanting to go back to some rodeos. It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to do Bridgestone Arena in Nashville?
Yeah, a lot. We're huge in Bridgestone, right there on Broadway.
Yeah.
We would sell it out. It was wild. In Bridgestone was wild.
I got to go 2 years ago, so summer of 24. I spent a week down there with my uncle, and we got to do PBR, and it was absolutely electric, because I knew like PBR Big Sky, which we can dive into in a little bit, but I didn't realize like the teams, or in the team scoring.
Yeah, and that's pretty new.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I like it. I mean, it's interesting because Nashville was they're the last riders versus, I think, one of the New York teams. All their guys can't get a score, and Caden Loud, the 18-year-old, walks in, walks it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the team, it was one of our main tour stops for years. And then with the teams season in the late summer into fall, it became a teams event, and Nashville as a team. So I worked at one time as a teams event. Those teams events are hard to work. And then I retired from the arena. But man, all the years I went, that place is electric. Yeah. Right on Broadway. It's a good feel inside and out. So yeah, great arena. Yeah, really great arena.
Got to go to a Predators game there too.
Oh yeah.
And then what I loved is the production of it too. It's like there's something every single second. Huh? Like the beginning, there was like the huge fire explosions. They wrote PBR and fire on the dirt and had National Guard guys drop down. And
yeah, I'll tell you, those big openings, if you ever are at a rodeo or something and they burn letters in the dirt, PBR thought of that.
Yeah.
That was a PBR thing ahead of its time. It was always meant to be more of a show than rodeo had ever done. And I love rodeo and PBR, but I know there were precedents set in the production world. Kind of a groundbreaking organization as far as live event production in the Western sports world. Yeah, for sure. And I was I was proud to be a big part of that as far as kind of refining what a rodeo entertainer was, not a clown, but real more contemporary and more interactive, and kind of invented the position within the PBR of it. So that was fun. It was, a lot of fun.
Yeah. So we kind of touched on this earlier, but the big PBR event around here is the Big Sky PBR.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it like doing like that PBR as opposed to like Madison Square Garden or AT&T Stadium?
Yeah, and Madison Square Garden's a very unique one. We've through the years developed actual fans. It's not just the circus anymore.
Yeah.
They've become fans, but it's a lot of pressure in Madison Square Garden. It's as high pressure a place as I've ever been. Because if you're in New York City, you go to Broadway shows and pro sports in Madison Square Garden, when you walk in those places, you expect to see the greatest show you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the pressure on us. So I think I had the job and was successful for a very long time because I realized that in a season, we would start the year at Madison Square Garden in New York City, and by April, we were in Billings, Montana.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think you can do the same show in all those places, you're crazy.
Yeah.
And I realized that, and I adjusted, and I think that's why I had the job for so long. And so Big Sky's a little different. It's not produced by the PBR. Big Sky is a lower level. It doesn't really count to becoming a world champion. It's sanctioned by the PBR, but it's produced by Outlaw Partners at Big Sky, and my friend Andy Watson, who's been our photographer for years. He and his wife produce and hire us. It's an independent kind of event. But it's they kind of come with a little different attitude because it's not a bunch of it's Big Sky, Montana, but it's not a bunch of Montana cowboys that make their way to Big Sky.
Yeah.
It's people from all over the world that come to this little place. It's a ball.
Yeah.
It's a blast, but it's unique too. I don't know, I've discovered they never really wanted just true comedy. They wanted to drink their drinks in their tents up there, and then they wanted to sing along and play along and be a part of the party. So it was a way different approach. And I'd have friends come from all over the country. I was one of the few on the crew from Montana, and they're just like, oh my God, do you live up here? No, hell no, I don't live up here.
No.
But the mountains, and that's why all my friends would go and we'd golf. Oh my God, Montana's amazing. And I go, it is, and I love it. And I do some work for the Outlaw guys. They're wonderful. But all of Montana isn't golf courses on mountainsides. You know, so I take advantage of it. I golf up there and I go fit. The cool thing is there's kind of a couple little creeks run through Big Sky. And not many people fish in them because they all go to the Gallatin. And I go down and fly fish. I'm probably revealing now. And just slay it. It's so awesome.
Next thing you know, you're going to have a huge fan club of people waiting to see Flint at his fishing.
All summer there's going to be tents set up waiting for Flint to show up.
I hope there's water in those little creeks this year. But so Big Sky's a very unique event. It is on the list of things. Those people up there crave summer activities. They do so much stuff. They do the music festival up there, Wildlands, which I'm going to be up there doing some stuff for. And they do some cool shit up there.
Yeah.
They really do.
We went last year. We'll be there this year.
Yeah.
Oh, and you guys know the feel up there. They're doing some neat stuff, and it's for the people that are up there. And if you're a Montanan and can get up there, it's a great experience. I have good energy up there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a night up there, I think, this year. I'm gonna.
The names that Wildlands Festival gets too is crazy.
Carrie Underwood this year.
Yeah.
She must have known I was gonna be there.
Yeah. That's
Oh, I
probably
could
how
do
they
that.
got her to come.
Get your nice legs up here, Carrie.
Yeah.
You. Yeah.
And then last year we had Dave Matthews.
Yeah.
That was a good show.
My family introduced me to Dave Matthews at a young age, so I loved ants marching, and it was cool to see him then.
Yeah.
Lucas Nelson as well.
Yeah, I love
Lucas has
Nelson.
been coming up there a while.
Yeah.
I think
he
it was
came
the
up there.
first year in a while.
He wandered into our production meeting one day, and I actually they have a little community rodeo up there the week before the PBR, and they have college kids come up, and so my daughters. I actually won money in the team roping up there. My daughters would go up, but I met and took out in the arena him and his son Justin Timberlake one year.
Wow.
He was the best. He was awesome.
Wow.
You never know who's going to be up there. I've become friends with Erin Andrews. And her and her husband have become friends. And there's some legendary people up there. You got to kind of keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah.
Because they're around. Yeah. Like you and me.
Yeah.
Legends.
Yeah, the three of us.
You guys know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know. Yeah.
And we're a pretty big
We're a
deal
pretty
at this
big deal.
point, past the 1,000 follower mark.
Yeah, we actually had Isaiah Fonse as our
Bodyguard.
our bodyguard at Wildlands
tent,
last year.
so-
Isaiah is the freaking best.
Yes. He's
So
great.
what happened is they kind of switch, so they're not in the same spot. And there's this guy, and I'm like, that looks like Alphonse, and he takes off his glasses. I'm like, yeah, that's him.
Isaiah's the best.
Yeah.
When I see him at football games, he gives me a big hug. Bobcat fans, Isaiah Fonse is one of the best dudes
Yeah.
ever. Yeah.
He's
And
great.
what was funny is he requested to stay at our tent the rest of the night.
Why
And
not?
he was like, come sit down, hang out,
Yeah.
and then.
Why would he not?
It was a
You
great
know,
time.
Why not? Yeah.
All right, we want to talk. So you had an appearance on College Gameday when they came here to Bozeman.
Yeah.
So want to talk about that? I know we were
Yeah.
talking a little bit before the episode, but
So yeah, it was funny because College Gameday, they asked me to do a little video, and there was some people just did, hey everybody, College Gameday, come to Bozeman. Well, me and my friend Logan Allen, it's from Billings, we did an actual pretty cool video, and it kind of took off,
yeah.
and it was edited, and I told my girls, they said, Dad, do you think they're coming? I said, no, they're not coming. It's this game, this game, this game. And I kind of had the weekends off that it used to be the same as Michigan, Ohio State, and they
Yeah.
moved later. But there was, what happened that week, if you remember, there were some teams that lost and won that decreased the value of the other games
Yeah.
in the country.
Yeah.
It was the perfect storm of, all right, that just made those games crappy.
Yeah.
And so I told the girls, listen, this is fun doing these videos. They ain't coming to Bozeman.
Yeah.
Well, we get up, or look, Saturday night, I was here. They're coming to Bozeman. So instantly, it's amazing all of this happened in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But instantly, somehow, people start saying I should be the celebrity guest picker.
I do remember a lot of people being, when they were guessing who the picker was, a lot of people did say Flint.
Yeah, and there was like a movement on social media. Well, I didn't have anything to do with it, and ESPN didn't have anything to do with it. So people were coming to me going, "Hey, when are they going to tell you if you do or don't?" They don't have to tell me anything unless I am.
Yeah.
because they're not behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this goes on, and I hated the whole social media. That's when the Bobcats and Grizzlies, it got out of control with, oh yeah, go to Bozeman. It sucks.
Yeah.
And then people were pulling me into it. Oh, Flint, yeah, you can't have him as a celebrity guest picker. He'll pick the Bobcats for sure. Have you never watched Game Day?
They always pick
They
the home.
always pick the home team,
Yeah.
you dumbasses. You're like, tell me you never watched Game Day without,
Yeah.
So the week goes on, and I'm here midweek because I was doing. I filmed a thing for my friend Brandon Sullivan in the cannery with Dane Fletcher, and we talked about the Bobcat Grizzly game. And it was great. So I was here like on Wednesday, and so then Thursday, nothing, and they're like, "When are you going to find out?" I'm like, "Nobody needs to tell me anything."
Yeah.
I get a call Friday afternoon. I was sitting in the local in Belgrade with
Yeah.
my brother Pete Friday afternoon at 1:00. And I get a phone call. Hello. Said, this is, I can't remember her name, from ESPN. How are you? Good. How are you? We'd really like you to be a part of our Game Day show tomorrow. Okay. Or what? Maybe this was Thursday. I'm trying to think. It was all last minute. I said, great. Well, we're thinking you had one job segment and yada, yada. I said, so I'm not the celebrity guest picker. She said, you are not. Can you tell me who is? I cannot. And I said, and I know I've been kind of around enough, but I said, listen, I know you hear this a lot, but Montanans are a loyal people. And if you just pick some celebrity who lives here for 4 months out of the year, they're going to be pissed. She goes, we know. And we put up with that every single week we do this show, but we're not doing a show for Montana. We're doing a national show. I said, I agree with you. That's fine. So I had to scramble. And they said, we need you dressed up as you are online, like as the rodeo clown. I didn't have any of that stuff here.
Yeah.
And they described how they wanted me to dress, and they had obviously looked up rodeo clowns in like cartoons. Can you wear like the big boots and the huge hat and the red nose? Like, and all I could say was, Google me. Well, no, we want you in the big chaps and this. They wanted this caricature. I said, listen, I could see me in a Bobcat jersey. No, that's not what we want. We want you like a rodeo clown would dress. I'm like, I am a freaking rodeo clown. We go through it, and I said, Google me. Just go online, look at my Facebook page, and look at kind of what I am. She calls me back an hour later. She said, I get what you're saying. You choose. But the makeup and stuff, that's a deal breaker. You got to wear that. So then we had a friend of my daughter's in Billings, and it was in an apartment. They let her in my place and got my stuff. And I went to the equipment room and got a jersey just like this, but number 55, but then the gold one. Yeah. So I wore that. Did the You Only Have One Job segment, which it turned out amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
Friends saw it, and I was with David Pollock and Jess Sims, and they were wonderful. And it was so cold that day.
Yes.
It was I got there at 6:15 a.m., full makeup, everything. And I was on their pre-show on Twitter with Mark Mariani, former Grizz great, Haver High guy. So we did that. It was 8 below zero when I got there. I think College Game Day in my career is top 5 moments ever.
Yeah,
It was so great.
It looked like a lot of fun, and I mean, we camped out the night before, and then I was on top of the Old Dominion like bleachers, so right in front of where you were performing, and it was very cold, like standing on the aluminum for 5 hours.
And it's that first blast of cold.
Yes.
The thing was, the morning before, I stayed at a little bed breakfast place out here of some friends of ours. The morning before, it was like 16 below zero.
Yeah, it was
really
colder.
Cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a really cool show, and I mean,
It was unreal. They had every vista view that they could have asked for.
Yeah, and I got to ride the mechanical bull, which was fun.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
So there was an MSU basketball game the night before the game. So we stayed, and it was like 4 a.m. and my mom comes walking into my room, and she's like, "Do you really want to get up and go?" I'm like, "How warm is it?" And she was like, -12, and I'm like, "I want to sleep," and because
Who's this freaking guy?
Because I was
He's
running
a true
on like
fan.
2 hours of sleep.
Well, who wasn't?
Yes.
I'm just
Come on, dude.
I slept in the crappy RV in the crack between the couch and the
As it
pull-out
should
bed.
be.
Yeah.
As it should be.
But
Woke up at 4:30 and sat in the cold.
I will forever to this day have beef with Pat McAfee. He did the whole thing with the rodeo team, the steer wrestling. I know it's his deal.
That's his deal. And here's the deal. Here's why. Who's the name he brought up? Colt Anderson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Him and Colt Anderson played together
Yeah.
in Indianapolis. So I loved that he did that. I thought it was very authentic. Anyway, it was a shout out to his pal Colt Anderson, who's done that's Up Top clothing,
Yeah.
I think is Colt. Yeah. So that was kind of a shout out to his buddy Colt Anderson. I loved it. My girls, he treated my girls like gold. I caught him. He's the one guy that I actually spoke to. He came by because a friend of mine, a guy named Shane Hanchy, world champion calf roper, called me up and said, McAfee's wearing one of my buckles I gave him from the Ponoka, Alberta, Canada Stampede. So he walks by and it was a commercial. I said, "Hey, you wearing Hanchy's buckle?" "What?" And I did this, and I never do this in arena. I had one of my gold buckles on. I said, I got a pretty good, "Oh my God, we need to know you." He just went off on me. He was so great. So I love McAfee.
Yeah.
But yeah, he picked the Grizzlies, which I thought was cool.
And when on College Game Day, they featured the Cat Chris semifinal, and they all picked the Cats.
He picked the Grizzlies. Yeah.
So actually, thank you, Pat, because I think as you picked them, they lost.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's pretty funny that he does it on purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
It always makes for a funny show.
But we can always hold to this day that the one time that Corso came on College Game Day, he picked the Cats.
Yep.
Yeah. I couldn't believe he was there. He looked so cold.
I know. And that was like his first show back.
But the
in
fact
like,
that like
he's
they're all
been gone.
But I thought what was funny is how they're talking about how cold it is, and he just threw his gloves off, and he's like, "You boys are weak."
Yeah. Yeah, it damn sure was cold. Yeah.
So
that was a fun experience.
oh yeah, definitely brought the hype to the game, and then
Yeah.
as you said, you had the 55 jersey, and we scored 55.
Scored
on 'em.
55 points.
Yeah.
That's right.
Nice.
I knew it.
You should wear a 99 jersey next
Yeah,
time.
no kidding, right?
Yeah.
Right, so moving on in our interview with you, I know we're going long, but this is awesome. I love this.
I'll cut it. I'll start cutting it.
No,
short.
you're
No,
good.
you're good.
Because talking about, the obvious talk of Bozeman, it will be for the next year. Nashville, starting with the Bobcat Bash, you were emceeing that.
Mm-hmm.
How was just the overall experience for you?
Well, I got asked to do that week or the 10 days before, and I love doing stuff for MSU, and I knew they had it the year before at the Star in Frisco, so I knew it was a big deal, but I didn't know how Montanans would take to Nashville. For one, I knew it was very expensive to get there.
Yeah, it was.
It's way harder to get there than it is to Dallas, Fort Worth. But Nashville's such a great destination. So I walked in, I had to be there pretty early and I'd been to that convention center for some stuff. So I knew how big it was. Walked in this massive convention hall, and I went to the guys from Montana State. I said, "How are we looking tonight? We sell some tickets?" They said, "We're going to have 7,000 people here."
Yeah.
Wait, you're shitting me. Like, they had sold 7,000
Yeah,
tickets.
it was packed in there.
And let me tell you, when I walked up on that stage and looked out corner to corner of Montana people, it was unreal. It was, I was just honored to be asked to do it. And I think we did it right, and we got some good energy, and yeah, I had a ball, and I went right away. I said, I gotta talk about Montana. Gotta talk about the small town kids and the connections to people we know, because that's what Montana is. Mm-hmm. So I did take a few minutes at the beginning to talk about, Cole Taylor, his aunt works at the drugstore in Choteau, Montana, and the Correa kid. I grew up with his mom, and his dad played for the Bobcats, and Bryce Grebe, his grandpa had a rodeo company. And I went through all of those because that's what Montana is.
Yeah.
And I thought people should hear that. So that was fun.
My favorite part of the night is when you decided to introduce Coach Vegan as Molly's husband.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, we did. We
He's
did love
Molly's
that.
husband.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And everyone just went crazy.
And he agreed. He said, I absolutely am Molly's
Yeah.
husband. That's what he told me.
And
Yeah,
then-
our running joke at the basketball games, because we sit in that little end zone of the basketball area, and some games we see Molly and Brent come in, and we're always like, we should go take a picture with Molly and ask Brent to take the picture.
I met her first.
Yeah.
My friend Chancey Williams, who's a country singer, was playing at the Elm,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to a couple of shows with them on their bus,
Mm-hmm.
and a group of women came in, and it was Molly and some friends, because she was a fan, because Chancey Williams is from Laramie,
Mm-hmm.
and they had been at the University of Wyoming, and so I met Molly before I met Brent, and she talks more
Yeah.
than Coach does. Yeah.
Nice. So,
yeah.
Nashville was a blast, and it was a blast seeing you there.
Yeah,
It was
fun.
our technically first time seeing you in person, because,
Oh.
yeah, except on the field, dancing around.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
And then capping off the
I want to
night-
go back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Capping off the night with Sarah Evans. When we heard that
But so did I. Oh, singing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was
I did. I'm joking.
it was awesome
Yeah.
because we were talking about buying the tickets to the bash, and we're like, it sounds like it's just a gathering. It's $55. And we're like, no, we're good. And we heard that Sarah Evans was performing, and we're like, all right, let's buy the tickets. And
The best was when I saw people from Montana bitching about the price of the tickets. Like, you can see Sarah Evans, you see Brent Vegan, the band, for an activity like that. Hey, dudes, get out of Montana. Usually it costs $55 just to park somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, that was a steal.
Yeah.
So, they came out ahead with the 7,000 tickets for sure.
Yes,
it'll be
definitely.
7,000.
What
more
else do
next
I need
year.
to cover for you guys? I feel like
think-
I'm when do we get to the Instagram
I
questions?
think if we want to
Yes.
move on to that, I think let's
I
dive
have-
right into it.
I have one more question for you about like just your career in general. What are like some of the coolest things that like you've done, like coolest bull rides you've gotten to watch? And
Well, I mean, the biggest thing I do not take for granted, sometimes I take it for granted and then I wake myself up. I have been through, if you know bull riding, I started out when Jim Sharp and Tuff Hedeman and Cody Lambert were riding. I was after Lane Frost. I never
Yeah.
met Lane Frost. I was just getting going. He was before my time. I'm really good friends with his parents now. But the Tuff Hedeman, Jim Sharp, Cody Lambert era to the Justin McBride, Michael Gaffney, Justin McBride era, J.W. Hart, to the J.B. Mooney, Guilherme Marchi, Silvano Alves era, then to the Jess Lockwood, Jose Vitor Leme era. I've been with all those guys and call them friends. So that's the biggest thing. But then to go places like, man, if you've ever, not many people get to do it, underneath where the locker rooms are at Madison Square Garden, and the walls are lined with framed pictures of concerts and different stuff that's been in Madison Square Garden. It is the world's most famous sporting arena. And to be able to do that, AT&T Stadium, and meet people along the way, Tim McGraw saying, hey, can we get a picture with you? Shania Twain came in our locker room at Madison Square Garden. And she hey, can somebody come in and see you guys? And she walks in and goes, all right, where's the Canadian? One of our bullfighters was Canadian. And got her picture taken with us. And then during the show, kissed me on the cheek. And, meeting Justin Timberlake. It's just kind of having those opportunities. And it's provided me opportunities like at Bobcat football games to have access. And I think I've treated people the right way and get to do some cool stuff. And just to perform. The biggest crowd I ever performed in was a one-night PBR we did at AT&T Stadium. And so we had 48,000 people there that night. And so that was my biggest one-night crowd that I ever performed in front of. And so, yeah, it's been to learn people that are fans and people who have reached out, and to be somewhere weird and somebody go, hey, aren't you Flint? That's like the greatest feeling ever. Love it. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, now we can do our Instagram.
Q&A.
All right.
All right, I'll read off this first one from our usual host, Mr. Keegan Torsdell. How's the episode going so far?
You guys are fabulous. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're letting it flow naturally. You guys don't say a whole lot. Like I get the, like you got the rain, you got the gas pedal. You're going, I'm going to jump in here. I like it. Yeah,
because usually Keegan's our guy. He's going back and forth, but
guess what?
got to make do.
Yeah, you're not here.
Yeah.
The A team is here.
Yeah.
Someone
had to go be a grown up.
Yeah. Dummies. Gosh.
Yeah.
You're almost there, Aiden.
Almost there. 2 months. All right. Next question here, if I can get it pulled up. This one's from Carly Torsdahl, Brady's mom. Shout out Mango. What's your favorite memory from the PBR over the years?
That's a tough one. Oh, some of them I said. The big, just the volume and I think the memory is I always wanted to be, I never wanted to be a rodeo clown. I wanted to be like a rock star. And the tour we did for all those years, it could really wear on me, and physically it got to me and emotionally it got to me, but feeling like you were on a real tour, like a concert tour was cool. To me, that just felt cool to roll in off a flight, and you roll into the arena, and then you got to step out there and be on for 20,000 people. That's a cool feeling, Yeah, I mean, there's some good moments. Like I said, I think it's the people I've got to meet along the way, and yeah, pretty cool. And I'm friends with some pretty cool people, and yeah, I will say this: Alex Singleton, who's now a great player for the Broncos, he bums tickets off me to places all the time. Just he'll like randomly, like last summer, I haven't been to the Calgary Stampede in like 6 years. Hey man, can you give me and my wife and kid access at the Calgary Stampede? He was in Calgary for the reunion. I did, and he owes me. I'm going to go on record and say Alex Singleton owes me tickets to a game, and he knows.
Alex,
next time that they're in the Super Bowl, you got to pull that string.
No, I said, you owe me big, dude. I know. I have an Alex Singleton autographed Calgary Stampeders jersey.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
when I first met Alex, was he bummed tickets off me at the Calgary Stampede when he played in Calgary. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. All right, let's move on. Next question from Taya Yeomans. She plays volleyball for the Cats. hopefully a future guest, Taya, if you want to come on.
Wait, I think I met her today. Dark
Yeah?
hair, black
Yes.
hair?
Yeah.
From Colorado.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing some stuff at the rodeo.
Very
I met her.
cool.
She's a cool girl.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So, Taya's asking, coolest venue you've gotten to work at?
Coolest venue. I will go Madison Square Garden because of the aura. Little known fact that people don't realize, when you're watching a Knicks game or a New York Rangers game or the PBR, most arenas you come in like street level and you drop down, the arena floor is on the 5th floor.
Oh,
So when
wow.
you come in, you go up. We unload our bulls and they go inside, and then there's a ramp that they run up 5
That's
floors.
pretty cool.
Interesting.
So when people, there's a theater down below where they have some boxing and stuff, but plays. But when people come in at street level off 8th Street or 7th and they do their tickets, they take escalators up.
Wow.
Little known.
I did
Interesting.
not realize that. Yeah.
So that's probably the coolest venue. AT&T Stadium, to this day, every time I walk in there, I look up at that screen and go, holy crap. If you're on the screen and it's your face, you better make sure you don't have boogers, or
Yeah.
because it's all there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did do a bull riding in a little tiny arena for TV only on the deck of the USS Lexington aircraft carrier.
Interesting.
That is on display as a museum in Corpus Christi, Texas. We bucked bulls on the deck of an aircraft carrier.
That is
Yeah.
very
I have
interesting
pictures
way to do it.
somewhere. I'll look
Yeah.
for 'em. Yeah. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah. All right.
Thank
Next.
you, Taya, for the question.
Yes, thank
Thanks,
you.
Taya.
Next question here from Haven Wolfstein. She was a guest
Oh,
a couple weeks
Haven,
ago.
Shut up.
Uh,
What does Haven want?
She said, "What is your favorite ice cream place in Shoto?"
The only ice cream place in Shoto. The ice cream parlor.
Yeah.
Old Trail, right at the Old Trail Museum. Is my parents go to the ice cream parlor. It says ice cream parlor on the side of it. It's an old white house. Yeah. Great ice cream in Shoto. Yeah.
Nice. All right, second question from Haven. Favorite restaurant in South Point?
See, Haven should know and not talk about her favorite places to eat because
Yeah. Then every.
they might say the wrong place.
Yeah.
In the South Point. Oh, so my second home is kind of the South Point in Las Vegas. I'm very close to them there. All the food is good and reasonable at the South Point. You can still park for free at South Point. Blackjack still pays 3 to 2. You can get a Pendleton and water for like $3. It's the place to be at Michael Gone South Point in Las Vegas. But my favorite restaurant of all time is Michael's in the South Point. But you better either get your meal comped or come with somebody's gold credit card to go there. Luckily, we've got comped a lot. So,
That's
So, yeah.
that's convenient.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I saw this. You guys are kind of young. Sat down in Michael's restaurant, and at the table beside me was legendary baseball player Pete Rose.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting right there. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Mike Krzyzewski loves to eat at Michael's. Little known fact. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Next question here from Hudson Olgsby. What is the funniest thing you've seen with your time being a rodeo clown?
The funniest thing I've seen? Oh, boy. One of the best moments I've had is I honored a guy who fell asleep in the crowd, and it was a real feel-good moment. He couldn't wait to go to the event, and he had a real high-stress job. He was there with his girlfriend. He was excited the whole night, and right at the end, he fell asleep. And I went up there. A lot of people say we planted him in the crowd, and I've never done that. And I gave his girlfriend the Cooper Tire Fan of the Night buckle because she was there with a guy that fell asleep. He never did wake up. It was great. It was in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'll never forget. It's on YouTube somewhere.
That's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah.
Nice. I got a few more questions. I'll just go through. This is from one of my mom's coworkers, Nick Johnson. Let's see. Where did you learn your dance moves?
Always could dance. At junior high, high school. And my mom told me my dad was a good dancer. Different style, of course. They used to polka all the time. My grandpa was a dancer. It's all about rhythm. That's really the key to dancing, is hearing a rhythm in a song. Mm-hmm. Then you can do anything. So yeah, I'm a visual learner. I learned to dance like Michael Jackson by watching Michael Jackson. I used to really pay attention to what was trendy and stuff. I don't as much anymore, but yeah, just me. Just
Nice.
what I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a good question to end
Yeah.
on.
All right, and then now we can go to our get to know you questions,
Oh,
which
God.
are what we ask every guest
Okay,
every week.
I'm with you. I got you.
If I can pull up the right thing, we might have to pull it up on the
Let's
phone.
ask all of them except the last one.
Okay.
What's wrong with the last one?
Well, it doesn't
more-
really pertain to you because it's who on the team would you not let date your sister
So it's
or
more of
brother?
like the athletes can throw each other underneath.
So,
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
so yeah, I don't know who your team would be necessarily.
Well, you'd say, who would I not want to date my daughters?
Yeah.
But
We
I'm
could say
not on the team.
you could say we could say which bull rider would you not let date your daughter?
Oh, they just did that on the PBR, and they said to the bull riders, which bull rider would you not want to date your daughter? And every single one of them said Clay Guyton, which he's this young bull rider. He's great, but they all said they know something because they
Yeah.
all picked the same guy.
Yeah, I think I saw that video. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a good
All right.
video. All right, you want to go to get
Yep.
that first one?
First one, favorite place to eat in Bozeman.
Oh, you're not supposed to ask me that. Rock and R, of course.
There you go. Yeah.
I know the
spot.
rules. Actually, I love the Rock and R. I have a jersey hanging in the Rock and R, and I think Mike Hope is a great Bobcat supporter.
Yeah.
The Rock and R is legendary. It blew up. They rebuilt it. I think Rock and R on Main Street of Montana, there's a couple places, you go to the Rock and R and the Cannery, and those are great Bobcats, Bob Fletcher and Mike Hope, and those are the places that have been here forever, and that's where people should go. That's where I feel I can walk in those places down there, go in the Rock and R, and feel like I'm just in a bar.
Yeah.
Just great. And the food's good too, yeah.
Yeah, they do have good food.
Yeah.
All right. Next question on here. What's your favorite thing or things to do outside of rodeo?
I golf a little, but it pisses me off. I wish I could fish and hunt more. My dad grew up in southwest Montana on the Big Hole River, and we fly fish. It was fishing when I was a kid, and now it's fly fishing. And I wish I could do it more. I have weird reoccurring dreams about fly fishing and elk hunting. And I don't get to do it very much.
Yeah.
So I wish I could do it more, but I love getting out and doing that.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Nice.
All right, you want to get the next one there?
Yep. Oh no, that just went away. Okay. Favorite, or did you ask that one? Sorry. If you had the skills to play any other sport professionally, what would it be and why?
Football.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just really love football. And I know physically I don't like pain very much, so that's a dumb answer, probably. I really love football. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a pro football player, but then I was 5'9", 140.
You got that
So-
NFL wide receiver build right there.
Yeah, I know. I got that Taco Dollar built. I guess, but wouldn't basketball would be good, but golf would be good, but the pressure that golfers are under. I always thought football. But I just love the game, everything about the game, the spirit, but I do know physically that would beat the crap out of me, so that's dumb.
Yeah.
Not rodeo. I don't want to be a bull rider. I never wanted to be a bull rider.
Yeah.
So, didn't Haven say she has no skill set to play another sport?
Yes, she
Yeah.
said she wanted to be a NASCAR driver.
Yeah, I was, like I said, I loved, actually, I have a nephew that's a college pitching coach, University of Nebraska, Omaha. Him and his brother played baseball. I loved playing baseball, but I only played till I was about 16 because I just played through Babe Ruth Club in Shoto. I do love baseball.
Yeah, baseball's fun.
But I'll fill you guys in a little something. Shoto High School, I still have the school record in the long jump.
Really?
That's it. That's all I got.
Someone.
That's
the
your
goal.
only claim to fame now.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm on the record board. Me and my daughter are both on the track record board.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that is cool. Yeah.
All right, next one on here. What's your favorite song and or artist right now?
Right now, my
Yeah.
favorite song now or my favorite song ever?
Let's just
Ever.
say ever.
Okay, my favorite song, I always say it's my go-to karaoke song, Wanted, Dead or Alive, Bon Jovi.
Ooh.
It's a good song.
I've seen a million faces and I've rocked them all. It's all the same, only the names will change. Every day it seems we're wasting away. Another place where the faces are so cold. I drive all night just to get back home. I'm a cowboy. It's my whole career.
Yeah.
Sometimes I sleep, sometimes it's not for days. The people I meet always go their separate ways. Sometimes you tell the day by the bottle that you drink. Sometimes you're alone and all you do is think. It's a great song.
It is a great song, yeah.
Right now, I don't know. I do, and I've met him, and he's a cool guy. Zach Top is
Yeah.
awesome as far as country
You've met
music
him?
goes. Yeah, a couple times. He's just a dude. He's just a guy.
Sorry, he's my all-time favorite artist right now.
Yeah.
High school talent show. We did one of his songs.
Yeah.
And then we got to see him in Billings. So
Yeah,
that's pretty
he's
cool.
when he was coming up, I did a show for years, my Outside the Barrel talk show in Vegas. And there was a show either after me or before me, depending on the year, where they brought up and coming music artists. I used to on my show too, but Zach Top was cool. I talked to him one day. He was outside smoking a heater. But I had Taylor Swift on my show. I have
really?
A picture of us together. Luke Bryan, all kinds of them, back when they were just starting. Yeah.
Who do you think your favorite like guest you've had on a show is? I mean, obviously you've had a lot of cool people. I mean, you've gotten to meet like JB Mooney,
Okay,
Corblond.
I'm gonna go outside the barrel here. Wayne Newton, the great. Look it up, Mr. Vegas, ultimate Mr. Vegas star. Wayne Newton. Look at these, you guys. Have to look up Wayne Newton.
He looks familiar.
Yeah, he was Mr. Vegas. They called him because he was like the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Anyway, Taylor Swift was good. Larry the Cable Guy. I'm friends with him through my show. Yeah,
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. Which show do you think you like doing more, Outside the Barrel or According to Flint?
Well, I've kind of combined it. According to Flint was my podcast because we kind of changed the name of it just to indicate we weren't stuck in the Western sports world, but ultimately kind of the same. Yeah. Cool. But podcast, I like live audience.
Yeah.
A little better. Yeah. I'm better in front of a live audience. And I love music, so I always liked having musical guests. Yeah. So.
All right.
All right, that wraps up our get to know you, and then
That's it? Do you even know me?
oh,
I'm joking.
We know a lot about you now.
Yeah.
All right, and then our question. This has been a heated debate. Question of the season: does pineapple belong on pizza?
No. I guess each to his own. My dad thinks it does. He can get pineapple on half. I'm a pineapple guy. I like pineapple. I take slices of pineapple as a snack at work.
Yeah.
I buy the tubs at Kroger, the grocery store, with the little orange slices and pineapple together, and I eat them. I think pineapple juice is one of possibly the most underrated of all the juices. If you want a little tip, take a little Pendleton. You guys are young.
Yeah.
Pendleton whiskey, like in a Yeti. Pendleton whiskey, pineapple juice, and like maybe a dab of cranberry or 7-Up. Shake it up. Pendleton and pineapple.
For all of these of the
Of
age
age.
over
Of
21.
age, yes.
Pendleton and pineapple, I'm telling you, it's like an angel peeing on your tongue. That's how good it is.
But no,
You
but not on
both just
pizza.
went, what?
But not on pizza.
I don't like it. It's a fruit. Pizza is pizza. By the way, the best thing about New York City is the pizza. Just a little tip for it.
Nice.
No pineapple on pizza. Get its ass off of there.
And that the count updates 25 yeses, 13 nos. The nos are making a comeback.
Yeah.
That many people say yes. We're in Montana, aren't we?
I know.
Yeah.
I
Come
know.
on, people, don't ruin pizza.
All right.
All right.
And then it's warm, but it should be cool. Mix it with whiskey, but yeah.
All right. Well, very nice answers with that. So, getting a little recap. We don't have much to recap. All I have, track and field. The girls 4x1 broke the school record again.
Again.
They broke it every meet in indoor. They're probably bound to break it every meet of outdoor. So,
I love
props.
track. I'm a track guy, so I keep up
I
with
am
Bobcat
too.
track.
I throw
So,
for
yeah.
Gallatin High. So,
Yeah.
tennis, I think by the time we're hoping to get the episode out, they will have their cat grizz matches.
Yes.
I don't know
that's
when
this
we're getting
weekend.
this out, but it is the weekend of the rodeo, so lots of action happening. Volleyball just had their scrimmage against the Grizz. I'm liking what I'm seeing. We have a bunch of young talent. There's this one server, I'm blanking on her name, and it's a missile over the net, and it's missing it by an inch each time. Like, she's absolutely insane.
I think the volleyball program at Montana State really, I know during volleyball season, good energy there. Yeah, I'm a fan of those guys. I like the coach. So
Jen
anyway,
and Matt.
Yep.
Shout out Coach Jen and Matt Hauk. You guys are doing a great job. And then I think by the time this is out, rodeo already happened, so
But yeah, we got spring rodeo this weekend.
we'll be doing some coverage. We'll get
The field house looks amazing, by the way, and I know whenever this comes out, 400 more seats. They folded down the seats like they should have. The arena became a little smaller, but not noticeable. Just looks sharp in there.
Okay, good.
I got it. so you guys know, again, little trivia. One of the big breaks in my career was in 1995. A guy named David Allen, who I ended up working for forever and dear friends with him now. I work with his sons. Garrison is an announcer. Logan is a content creator. David Allen used to produce the College National Finals Rodeo, and he hired me as the clown barrelman in 1995 when the College National Finals Rodeo was in Brick Breeden Fieldhouse.
That's cool.
And that was a huge break for me to get my career going. So I owe a lot to this Fieldhouse because that's where I got some big breaks for sure.
Well, that was one of the last years it was in the break, wasn't it?
It went 95, 96, and then it might have left. I think, mid to late 90s. Yeah.
I wish they still did it here. It would be a really cool
It
spot.
is, and a
I
lot
think
of
it's
people
smaller,
say
but
that, but I will say Bozeman has changed. Casper, Wyoming has the perfect arena for it's a little more modern. Hey, let's be honest here. The Brick is awesome, but for modern concerts, we need a venue in Montana somewhere besides Billings.
Yeah.
We're behind the times. Nobody will spend money to make money. I get it. The Fieldhouse is great, but as far as modern events, it's outdated. It works fine for what they're doing, but as far as getting major artists to come and play concerts, the College National Finals Rodeo, there are other facilities that have passed it up. Casper, Wyoming has embraced the College National Finals Rodeo, and it's a wonderful home for it. So when it was here, it's where it should have been, but I don't think it could come back here. Yeah.
My suggestion was do it in Bobcat Stadium. That would be.
Well, you got to control the climate.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be indoors.
Yeah.
you can't
A
trust the
rodeo.
weather.
Now, don't rule out a
Don't-
rodeo in Bobcat Stadium.
Yeah.
Because you could play crossways and play to the bold. And
Yeah.
Yes.
I know. Yeah. I
That'd
know.
be pretty cool.
So very excited for the spring rodeo, as we've talked about in the previous episodes. Other Bobcat news, our prayers have been answered. Daly Cherrick is sticking around for the 2027 season. I know that's one we were
Damn right she is.
curious about. I was like, is she going to stay? Is she going to go? But again, she was like, I'm a Montana girl. So former guest, hoping to have her on again. Very excited.
You guys have a little crush, don't you? Come on, just admit it.
It's because it's one
Say
of,
yeah. No,
Sure,
when you
sure.
get
We'll say yeah.
When you get older, you realize, I have a little crush on her. It's cool. You guys are
Yeah.
okay. It's all right.
It's
You're
because
not
it's
creepy.
our podcast guest. We like to hype them up.
Yeah. Taylor's cool. I met her up in Big Sky last summer.
Yeah.
I've been in touch about some stuff. Her and I love Tegan Erickson. She's a Seiko Highline girl. They got a great team. Coach Binford, they were all, a couple of years ago, I was in the Bozeman airport, and here they all were at this gate. So I walked over, and Coach Binford, I said, hey, Coach, where are you headed? Oh, they were headed to Washington. I said, my name's Flint. She goes, oh, my God, and stood up. And so I'm a Coach Binford fan as well.
Yeah.
I think everyone is. We love
Yep.
Coach Bedford.
She's cool.
She's grown connected to the community after 21 years.
Yes, exactly. Good. Good statement.
All right, so now get on our housekeeping. So if you could help us kind of tidy up around here, that'd be great.
Yeah. The basketball.
Yeah, the
Hey,
basketball that
give
fell
me
off.
the basketball.
Um,
Go get the basketball.
But
Give me the basketball.
while he's doing that, we'll talk about we're getting rolling with our sponsorships opportunities. We're hoping to get the production. Well, look at that.
I know. I can't do it. This
While Flint entertains you,
ball's awkward.
we're hoping to get
Oh, sorry.
we're hoping to get sponsorships rolling. So if you're interested, please reach out to us over Instagram. We have an email, bobcatweekly@gmail.com. I think is that right?
Yep.
Or
Give these
Instagram.
guys some support, damn it.
We're excited to get
Who do
this
you want?
rolling. Merchandise. We're getting the hats rolling hopefully soon, and hopefully some partnerships with AO All Day, which you guys heard from last week. But
I think it would be cool, like, if your guests happen to love like a long sleeve tee
yeah,
that said Bobcat Weekly on it. That would be cool.
yeah.
I think we'll.
We're
That's
hoping to
me.
expand.
I would love that.
Okay.
we can
yeah.
definitely
We'll,
get you
we,
hooked up.
we can get that figured out.
Let's go.
We'll get
Yeah.
we'll get you hooked up with everything. So
Yeah, we're working on making some new stuff right now with AO.
I already bummed stuff off Taco today. I'm working on that too.
So
Yeah.
next week we'll do a little flip. Aiden's going to be gone. He's going on a little vacation, taking
Yeah,
a break.
we're doing all the. Brady missed last week. I'm missing next
Where are you
week.
going?
I'm going to Hawaii.
What a dick.
Yeah. So they're going to
That's
do a track
uncalled for.
episode without
Keegan
me.
will be back, hopefully having some track and field athletes. Excited for that. But I think that wraps it up. Thank you guys for listening.
Hey, I just want to say, you guys being the age you are to take the incentive to do this, call it Bobcat Weekly. I didn't hesitate when you guys reached out. Keep up the good work. You're
thank you.
digging
Thank you.
into
Appreciate
some
it.
cool stuff here.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for coming on. Thanks for being so great to work with.
It was,
shoot, yeah.
We were sitting working in the Deca store, and like, let's just shoot for it. Like, let's message Flint, see if he wants to come on. And we heard back, and we're like,
Oh.
And I said, yeah, no, I'm coming to town.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
So lined up perfectly, but we truly thank you for taking the time to talk about everything you had to offer
You bet.
about your career, Bobcat football rodeo.
So you guys are like high school kids. We're in the garage. Are we drinking after? Or? I'm joking.
Sounded
I'm
No.
going to work.
Yeah.
Well, you're what?
I'm going to take over at my workplace for someone else. So
Where do you work? You can't say, probably.
no, I can't. It's called JoJo's Froyo.
Yeah.
It's a little Froyo shop over on 19th in Maine.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend's parents own it. So
Yeah, he's the one guy in the group that has to work at night. That me and Keegan get to work during the
Tell
day.
you what, you work
But-
on some sponsors for this show, and this will be your job.
yeah.
How's that sound?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 31 episodes in. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, but again, thank you, Flint.
Thanks,
This has been
fellas.
awesome.
You bet.
You have any last shout outs that you want to give?
No, thanks to the people at, I was a Western Montana guy. I'm headed there from here to do some stuff in Dillon, but I just appreciate Montana State and the opportunities. I knew President Waded and now Brock Tessman, the new president. Montana State's going in a good direction, and it's constantly improving and changing. And I don't know. I'm a fan of Montana State for more than just sports and the football team.
Yeah.
I think it's the university was good to my parents' class of 1960.
Wow.
It was really good to my girls, and they thrived here. And so I'm a Montana State Bobcat fan because of more than just sports. It's about community and what this college is about. So yeah, it's good to be here.
I think that just about wraps it up. Check it out on all of our platforms: Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and YouTube.
Yep.
Follow us on our socials, Instagram. I don't think we ever announced it, but we did surpass the 1,000 follower mark. So
We did, yeah.
So that was pretty cool for us.
Listen, I put out a post on my Facebook this week. I surpassed 200,000 on Facebook.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
See, you're almost there.
Yeah. We're
Joke.
just
Good job, though,
199
We're
more
gonna-
thousand
we're
more to
sneaking
go.
up on your
I'm-
88. On
Listen, I'm not
88,000.
being sarcastic.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
job.
yeah.
Good job, you
Thank
guys. Yeah, really
We're just
good.
a couple of high schoolers and one graduate sitting in a garage. But
Yep.
yeah, all socials.
We're literally in a garage.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a golf
Right.
simulator net. If you guys don't know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but Q&A leaders still stand at 24 questions. Like was hockey girls, but
Oh, that's what?
yeah.
I'll be back.
Okay.
We'll do this again.
All right.
Really get it out there. To
Yeah,
get as many
let's go.
questions
We're
as
gonna
possible.
pump it up out
Flint's
there.
gonna get like 80 questions, and it's gonna be a 3-hour-long episode.
He's gonna
but-
get all 88,000 of
That's
his
all we're
followers
gonna
on
do is
Instagram
just
to do
take
it.
questions
It's just
from
gonna
you
be all
guys,
questions.
from those guys. Yeah.
Nice, but
Q&A with Flint.
thank you all for listening very much. Tune in to next week's episode. Aiden will be gone, but Keegan will be back, so stay tuned. But
Yep. And as always,
Go
go
Cats.
Cats.
Go Cats.